A woman suddenly discovered a place where she could accidentally kill her husband. So she lied about going on an adventure and led her husband deep into the forest to a swampland. When her husband wasn't paying attention, she deliberately let herself sink into the swamp, then screamed for help in terror. Her husband immediately rushed over when he heard her cries. He grabbed a stick and tried to pull his wife out of the swamp, but the moment he applied pressure, the stick snapped. Her husband told her to stay calm while he frantically searched for something useful to help her. Seeing that her plan was about to fail, the woman immediately began thrashing wildly, letting herself sink completely into the swamp. Her husband immediately jumped into the swamp when he saw this happening. He desperately moved his body closer to his wife and finally managed to grab her arm. Using every ounce of strength he had, he pulled his wife out. Only when he heard his wife coughing did he finally breathe a sigh of relief. Little did he know that this was all part of his wife's scheme. The woman pretended to scold her husband for risking his life for her, then ordered him to push her toward the edge of the swamp so she could successfully trap her husband there. However, no matter how long they tried, neither of them could move. The woman completely panicked. She tried to take off her shoes to reduce weight, but suddenly felt something in the mud. She felt somewhat terrified, but suppressed her inner fear and pulled the object out of the swamp, only to discover it was a man's corpse. The man's face had very obvious indentations, clearly, he had starved to death. Only then did the woman realize that she was truly trapped here. She immediately began searching through the dead man's belongings and quickly found a backpack and a hunting rifle. Fortunately, there were still 2 bullets inside. Her husband kept encouraging his wife not to give up. They could use the backpack to make a rope and lasso a distant wooden post. They immediately got to work. Just as the two were desperately making their lifeline rope, a sightseeing plane suddenly appeared overhead. They frantically called out to the aircraft for help, but the plane's noise was too loud for anyone to hear them. They could only watch helplessly as the plane flew away. The woman felt utterly hopeless, but then something even more terrifying happened. The woman's back suddenly felt excruciating pain. When her husband checked, he discovered that fire ants were tearing into her flesh.